This presentation is aimed to parents and fellow teachers during the transitional time of virtual learning due to COVID-19, in which I am trying to foster learner autonomy in online learning. So, um, to start, what's autonomy? Let's consider what some authors say. Like 1981 says, it's the ability to take charge of one's learning. Then Little says in 1991 that autonomy is a capacity of self-direction. This capacity is exercised in the planning, monitoring, and evaluation of learning activities, and necessarily embraces both the content and the process of learning. But not also that, we also understand that it is self-access, teacher-directed, and self-directed as well. So in learner autonomy, we understand that self-access is a method of learning in which students choose their own books, materials, etc., and study on their own. So we can see that in self-access, we have a minimum learner independence on this side, and then a maximum learner independence in this side. But also, we can see that Benjamin McMurray presents a diagram to show the role of self-access in the scope of autonomy. So if you go on the left, it will be more teacher-directed, and on the right, it will be more learner-directed or self-directed. And in this side, we see that teacher leads, he prepares or she prepares the classwork, gives homework, and there is a lot of autonomy on the teacher. Teacher decides. Whilst on the other side, the student teaches himself, learns by himself, its own control, of full autonomy, and is a naturalistic immersion. Then we come to David Noonan that says in 1997 the highlights of this, that the steps of autonomy from the lowest level to the highest level of development of learner independence. So according to Noonan, we can distinguish several steps to develop a degree of autonomy. So we can see from level 1, awareness to level 5, transcendence. So in level 1, awareness, the learners are made aware of the pedagogical goals and content or materials. So teachers just made them aware to identify the strategy implication of pedagogical tasks and identify their own preferred styles and strategies. So what's there for them to learn? And level 2, they get involved. Learners are involved in selecting. They select their own goals. They see what they want to reach from a range of alternatives that the teacher offers. And then the learners make their choices among a range of options. Then they're invited to intervene, to make an intervention. So learners are involved in modifying and adapting the goals and content of the learning program. And in this way, learners are modifying and adapting the tasks. Here is when they control and they monitor. So they see what they need to change as they advance. Then in level 4, learners create their own goals and objectives. This is the beauty of it, because learners then create their own learning tasks to target what they want to achieve. And then finally, as a metacognition, they transcend. The transcendence is in level 5, when learners go beyond the classroom and make links between the content of classroom learning and the world beyond the classroom. And they make this metacognitive learning and are functioning as a full autonomous learners. Learners in this case become teachers. They can explain the process and they become researchers. Noonan's strategies also say 2 ways: learning diaries and learning contracts. I believe, and it's as it says, the learner diaries are for more children type, and learning contracts are for more teenager types and grown-ups. So, and the learner diaries, the first-hand account of, they take their own process more easily in his or her language learner experiences and his or her reflections on reactions to the process. Like, this week I studied, this week I learned, this week I used my English in these places. Though older adults and teenagers can also benefit from this. While learning contracts, they present the contract between the teacher and the learner, is committing himself or herself to meet these goals. So it's done for higher degree of student motivation and responsibility. So the question here comes as, is it possible for our students to be autonomous? I think it is very possible. We many times undervalue and underestimate our students. So we can see this in cooperation, teachers' guidance. We ask students to reach their goals, but they also find their own goals in collaboration as active work as community. And we also need to engage them in purpose learning. They need to feel motivated by what they want to learn. So in virtual learning and autonomy, I think it is the perfect scenario for the 21st century students to acquire autonomous learning. And the students are ready in this moment to take over with technology. They have this plus chip. They come with this chip of technology. While teachers are not ready, and this is the truth, we must catch up. And so we must let go. So how to help children to be more autonomous in virtual learning? Well, first, we can give them the wings to choose, to have choice and voice, propose engaging ways to learn. And then if these are not engaging enough, then we have to listen to what they want, to what their needs are. Then ask students to share and not to show their knowledge. It's better when they feel like they are sharing and they're being taken care of and they are being heard, rather than just show me what you know. Be flexible. Now, distance learning is not the same as face-to-face program. It's just not the same. Give them time to get used to it, as we need to also allow ourselves to catch up with technology and get used to it too. So for this, we need to start slow and then slowly scaffold with them. So in order to do this, here are some ideas to enhance autonomy during the COVID-19 distance learning. And project-based learning is the perfect excuse. It does give students ownership. It provides them with creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration. So students are able to work at their own pace towards meaningful, authentic goal. And during this intense period of distance learning, simplify your logistics and free yourself as teachers from the burdens of more fragmented approaches. We need not to be marking everything, but just work it along with them. So, some tips. First, make it product-oriented. Flip the classroom. Make video tutorials and make milestones. And for this, you need to employ inverse planning, which is flip the classroom. Where possible, offer choice of what products enhance life during the lockdown. We need to make it possible for students to have choice and voice. You need to create video tutorials that illustrate your instructions, or find video tutorials that are able to do this already for you, so you never have to explain something many and many times. So in project-based learning, you need to create the milestones, several steps where to reflect, where you can monitor, or students can monitor their progress. So you can break the project down into a series of meaningful segments and provide students with a sense of ongoing achievement and maintain motivation. This provides teachers with the opportunity to gauge key learning and understanding along the way, and it facilitates planning and delivery. So for example, you can create quizzes that are a great way to ascertain learning and understanding, and make a section for each milestone. Some examples of this is, for example, you can create a hub from which you can create your class, and then create chats or video conferences with them. In one great way to do this is Google Classroom and Google Meet integration. Use it to simplify your workflow. Distance learning with BrainPop. What a great opportunity this is. This is a quick thing to teach students many of the topics that you will probably have to be doing with the videos. So it provides integration with Google Classroom and gives suggestions for both synchronous and asynchronous approaches to online learning. You can also use Newsella, which is to prepare for distance learning. It has an enormous archive of highly engaging articles you can assign for students to read online. And it does provide multiple lexile levels. So you can make this for every need of every student if you want to. Kahoot, it's also great and students love it. It does have different types of questions. You can collaborate with other teachers, and you can make this also very fun to students. You can also create videos and assignments with Flipgrid video. And this is very popular, very powerful, and it's very teacher and student friendly. It enables you as a teacher to post questions and gather students' responses in videos. So there's a lot of debate going on, and there are not really many constraints to having to be live. So you can take it slowly, and students can come up with many ideas. So another way is a Padlet. It's a great way to work in group and share ideas. It's immensely popular on online resources. It's like a big board to cooperate and collaborate among teachers and students to share and develop ideas. Another way is to screencastify, to record your classes in your screen, just like I'm doing right now. So you make video tutorials with Screencastify. It's a very fun way. It's a very popular way to create videos. It's a free Google Chrome extension. You can download it and install it in your Google Chrome as an extension, and it integrates with Drive and Google Classroom. So as soon as you finish, it saves the video in your Drive. You can also create a podcast. Maybe your students want to listen to you and not watch a video. So it's a great remote learning opportunity. It ticks so many boxes. It's a project-based learning. It's 21st century skills. It's engaging. It taps into the classroom community and provides opportunities to cover many important learning outcomes. Seesaw. Seesaw is another great tool. You can post home learning assignments using Seesaw. Students can use pictures, can use audio, can record their voices, can record a video as well as they can record what they do on the screen. It's just a lot of fun for them. You can create quizzes for the milestones, as I mentioned before, and you can mark. You can create the Google form to mark itself, so you never have to do it, right? So it's very powerful and time saving. So you can integrate this Google form with Google Classroom. So everything you need to know about it, it's just right there. It's very simple to do. And then when you create your worksheets with Google Slides, also Google Slides, it's a very fun way to do like PowerPoint presentations, but it's going to be connected with Google. So using Slides has a distinctive advantage in terms of workflow and ease of use. So create interactive worksheets, like for example, produce worksheets that students can alter, cannot modify, make PDFs editable if you want to as well, and create learning journals and hyperdocs. So you can create all this, like make PDFs editable in Teachers.tech. You can also create interactive choice boards or create interactive worksheets with links and tips in Google Slides.